So if you're coming to Udeid, you might ask yourself, what is there to eat? Well, of course, there are DFACs. There's actually quite a few. There are also some restaurant options on base. These include like fast food joints, some food trucks, that sort of situation. But off base, you have everything you can imagine. Starting with the DFAC. So as I mentioned, there are more than one DFAC on base. Now I've been stationed at Lackland, Fort Sam, Ramstein, Maxwell, and I've spent some time at some of the other DFACs at Hurlburt Field or Lake and Heath. So I do have some experience when it comes to the food, and I would rate Udeid's overall DFAC situation rather high, somewhere 7 out of 10. It's actually pretty good. More or less everybody on base eats at the DFAC at some point in their day. So of the main DFACs, they're really based on locality. So if you're on the op side, that one's probably going to be 24/7. And then if you are near the housing area or the living area, then that one is going to be more on a set schedule. Now, all of the DFACs actually have pretty good arrangement of variety. So if you're coming with any kind of diet in mind, whether that's paleo, keto, vegan, plain vegetarian, or you just want to pig out sometimes with some hamburgers and french fries, they all have a good variety and a very similar menu. In fact, they follow a weekly routine schedule and with themed nights. So you might have Taco Tuesday, you might have Wing Wednesday, or Mongolian stir fry day. It's all pretty good, and you can find your taste and find the meals that you look forward to. Now, one of the convenient things is all meals are pretty much set up for to go, right? Because the mission comes first, and sometimes we're in a hurry, but you got to eat. So just about any time of the day, you can walk into a DFAC and you show your CAC, and then you can take your meal to go. And there's always some sort of containers available, or any meal is packageable to be able to take on the road with you. So it's really convenient in that regard. Outside of that, if you want to eat at some of the restaurants, there are quite a few restaurants on base. They're not really casual dining. It's more like fast food. And I can run through some of the big names, but it's subject to change. There's a Dairy Queen on base at this time. There's a Arby's, Subway, Burger King. But like I mentioned, I know at one point there was a Taco Bell. I'd look forward to that, but it's not here now. So it's up to what AFI's contract is currently running here on the base. And if you like coffee, there is a coffee shop on base, so that's really nice. And it's got all the varieties. It's definitely a notch or two above what the DFAC has to offer. So if you're a coffee person, you'll scratch that itch. And as far as cooking in your room, I mentioned this in the dorm video, but you can't really cook in your room. You can microwave or use some electronic appliances to warm food up and that kind of thing. But cooking in your room isn't really an option. So you're more or less going to get the majority of your nutrition from the DFAC. And thankfully here at Udeid, they really have all the bases covered. Now, if you're craving something different that's not available on base, definitely, if you have the chance, go off base. The Qataris have every restaurant you can possibly imagine. They have fine dining, they have holes in the wall, Middle Eastern, really good, awesome food, authentic. And if you want to try and be, adventurous, they have things like camel meat or things that we may not be used to in our Western diet. So, explore your gastronomic abilities and try a little bit of everything. So that pretty much covers all the food options that are here on Udeid. If you have any questions or comments, throw them in the comment box. As always, don't forget OPSEC, and God bless.